Hello everybody, and welcome to this video in which I will give you a speed modeling demo in which we will explore the process how we can use direct modeling to very quickly explore and design a furniture piece concept. So with concept, I mean all we try to do is have an idea. So you see, for example, this drawer is just one body. Normally this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. And the carcass is also just one piece. But that's fine, because very often we can use 3D modeling also to explore an idea and work really fast. Everything is also using here just a simple set of sketches. There will be some interesting tricks in, for example, how I'm planning out how to model the feet. Okay, let's do it. So we will start with an empty scene. Right click on the root, turn off the design history, and then we will set this to inches. Let's go to the front view. Create a new sketch on this front plane, create rectangle from center, and I just click somewhere and then drag this out. The height is 19 inches, tab 16 inches is the width. Let's zoom out, move this up, and I will make sure that this point is vertically constrained to the origin of the sketch. We can press D or select the sketch dimension icon and set this height to 24 inches. Cool. So now I have the width, the height, and actually also how far is this off the ground. So 5 inches. Cool. And then now 24 inches, it's the top. We have a material thickness. So easiest way to do this, offset. Click this, chain selection is turned on, 0.5 of an inch. Cool. We would like to have the lower part empty, the upper part that should have a drawer. Okay, so we need one horizontal line and another horizontal line. I drew these lines nicely horizontal. Press D or sketch dimension. This should be 5 inches. And then I have to move this one down. And then this line to this line, that is 0.5, so half an inch material thickness. Cool. Okay, so the main carcass actually is done. Let's go ahead. We go to extrude, and then I select this and also this one, the top, and extrude it 8 inches one direction. So this is like the back. This is 8 inches, no? So we want to have later have a drawer in there. So in the back, where my mouse is, there I need to have a material thickness of half of an inch, because this is also half of an inch. This means I can now go to extrude and extrude this one more time, but this time 7.5 inches. So it leaves half of an inch material thickness. Cool. Okay, we can turn off the sketch, then go to press pull, select this one, add another 8 inches. And look at this, there, 16 inches. Pretty cool. No, that wasn't too bad. And the lower part is empty. Sweet. Click, click, dissolve. Let's do the drawer. I go to extrude, click this one. Now I know from there to the back face that is 7.5 inches. But please as a new body. Thank you. Cool. We can hide the sketch. And if we want now, go to move, face, select this front face, and then say from maybe kind of like this point to this point, move that face forward. Thank you. Alternatively, I also know from here to here, when I click the two edges, that's 8 inches. Okay, press pull, 8 inches. Suck. Done. Right click, dissolve. You see, this is actually really fast. I wasn't kidding when I said speed modeling. This is kind of like the speed how I work. So I want to turn this into a box. The top part is open. Okay, shell. 0.5 of an inch. Done. Nothing else to do. So I have the sides, the back, the side bottom. The front is actually lacking a little bit of a detail. Okay, so let's turn this off. Sketch, and now I click on this front face. There, click. Very good. Then here I will draw a line. Everything is nicely symmetrical. You see there is this Y line. So from there I draw a line down 1 inch. Think about how much space your finger needs. Then one line to the right and up. One line to the left and up. Cool. These two lines should be equal. So I give them an equal constraint. And then for the fingers to go through 4 inches. If you're not really very familiar with dimensions, it's really good practice to use a ruler and measure things. This should be a 45-degree angle, so we click on these two edges and enter 135. And that's 90 plus 45. There we are. 0.5, half of an inch to make this small, 0.75, 3. Now we can play basically with these details a little bit. 3.5. Cool. This looks good. Let's go to solid, extrude, and then these two profiles of the sketch we extrude and cut through and clean this up. Sure, there it is. Dissolve and dissolve. Beautiful. Look, now we have basically the carcass and the drawer. And this drawer, if we want to have a little bit of fun, we can even prototype. Move this out. Yeah, it works. Cool. Okay, how do we do the legs? So the question now here is, do we start drawing on the ground? Do we start drawing on the top bottom face here? I will, in this case, start working on the ground. Again, this is a matter of preference. It really doesn't matter. We can also start from the top. That's a nice thing about CAD. There's not just one way how to do it. So new sketch on the ground. But what I now want to know is, where is actually this edge? So we go to project this edge down. You see it copies magenta lines down. This is a projection of these edges down. Pretty nice. Now can turn this off. These two edges sketches we don't need. And I will create a center line. So this is kind of like from the center to a corner. This is very useful. Basic geometry. I draw a line, perpendicular. Draw a new line, perpendicular. This actually should touch these magenta lines. So there should be black dots, not white dots. No. 1.8, 1.8. You see they're symmetrical. We can actually now give this and this point a distance, so in a line sketch of 1.5 inches. Then maybe 2 inches down. Click, click, whoops. This I drag onto the endpoint to fuse this together, and then I add some perpendicular constraints as needed. There we are. Maybe I make this 1.5, so this is a nice rectangle. And this line, that's a helper, and turn into a construction line. Sweet. Okay. Very good. Can turn on my body again, and now I will create a sketch here. I can now, for example, again go project and project this line up. Okay, so now I know exactly when we look from here, where would this edge be? But this edge, I would like to go backwards a little bit. And take a look at what simple construction I'm drawing. Yeah, perpendicular constraint here. Very good. This is all good. Another line, perpendicular. That's really important. And then No, between you and you. Maybe 1.5 inch. And from there to there, 3 inches. 1 inch. And now I can visualize, imagine how big is this piece that we could loft in between. So I stopped the sketch, go to loft, this profile. Yeah, this looks actually pretty good. Okay, we will turn this into a new body. There we are. Okay. Now, dissolve. We will bring this over as a mirror. So this body, a mirror over to there. Thank you. This ground sketch we don't need anymore. The reason why I brought this body over, I have now here an edge. So check this out. In this sketch, double click or right click edit. I will project this edge in. Clock. There. I have the right edge. And now I can draw line from there to there. Line, oh, not this midpoint. From here to here. This should be horizontal. Then I can press D for dimension and say this 0.5. That is good. From here to there, 1.5. Okay. Very nice. Let's actually extrude this one down. Can play with the length. 1.5 inches seems good as a new body. Yeah, look at this. We're actually getting close to finish this assignment already. So let's dissolve quickly everything. This piece here, I will delete because I know I'm going to rebuild it. And first I would like to round these corners and then hide the carcass, and then I will hide those edges with the fillet here, 0.5, other one, 0.25. Very nice. This looks pretty good. Dissolve. And you see we have like two pieces. We can go to create, pattern, circular, number 1, number 2, and then select the axis, this one, 3 copies, tuck, done. Everything is symmetrical, so peace of mind. I don't need to measure stuff. I know this is all correct. Very good. Last step is actually materials. I will dissolve this, press A, and then we'll scroll down. Here I have solid wood, unfinished, oak, beautiful. And I apply this one to all these individual parts. Because they're individual bodies, they can have individual materials. By the way, if we turn these into components, the material will always also be the same. Might not necessarily look visually very convincing. Then you and you too. Cool. Very good. Now before I continue, let's close this and then right click on this one. Select this face, right click, and then say texture map. I would, whoa, this is interesting. Yeah, I want this to be vertical. You see how this is vertical? There, we get a really nice vertical texture flow. That's actually pretty good. And now we can select this body, right click, texture map. See, this doesn't really do it. What we have to do is we need to rotate it to the side. There, now we see this actually going left and right. This is really good. Okay. Now we can add back the white material. So I press the A for the word I can't pronounce. So you go to the menu. We will use simply plastic. That's under plastic, opaque. There we are. And drag this one. Now let's say here, we drag this on the whole body. So all edges are spray painted. This one now we can hide. And now I have to switch to faces. And I can drag this onto all the other faces, which, for example, I would identify as being spray painted. See here we have these tiny surfaces. Nearly done. One more. Whoops. There. And then there. And there. And there. These we can leave as are. They're perfect. Sure. And there we are. Now it looks like this is actually a white box, and then we have a veneer that is just glued onto the front part of this drawer. Now we move this out a little bit. There, looks pretty cool. Up, there is my material that's missing. Face, zack. Oh, in the back too. Whoops, cancel. There. Yeah, so that's kind of like speed modeling. To create a quick concept, I would like to move the drawer back. Very easy. Select the drawer, move, and then point to point. Object is selected, and say here this corner to this corner. Thank you. Now there's no tolerance built in, so this drawer razor sharp fits in. This is all fine for a concept model. That's something we have to be concerned of. Very good. Well done.